Richardson gets the handoff and immediately gets Marvin Jones.
Guess who?
Fourth. Maybe. It is a drop play, and Florida State is there to drop it for no gain. In fact, a loss of 5 as Troy Sanders on the bottom and Marvin Jones at the top, combining to the hit.
And he's right yet, so I don't know why everybody's listening to me. Here you go, Marvin Jones again. I mean, this guy is, you talk about a big-time player. I mean, he accelerates through his hits. Everybody falls backwards when he hits it. It's like Mike Singletary.
Doubling up on the far side right. A single set in Brentford, who takes the quick handoff, and he'll lose 2 more. It has been negative yardage. -2, -1, and chalk up another 2 in the wrong direction for Cincinnati.
Cincinnati converts for a first down.
A pickup of 14, so Cincinnati moving the ball a bit. The pass is thrown, and just that quickly, Marvin Jones intercepts. So much for moving the ball. First down, Seminoles, 33-yard line. The freshman in his first homecoming. Marvin Jones out of Miami shows you why he may be, in the not-too-distant future, the most dominant defensive player in the game of college football.
Just a poor decision by Stopa. Doesn't get enough air underneath the ball. Had a receiver open behind. Jones does a good job of going up for it. Shows a little bit of running ability here. 98 tackles on the year coming in to be Florida State's #1 tackler. Interesting statistic, too. He has more tackles than any of the Butkus Award finalists. A lot of skilled talent that's just very young on this Cincinnati ball club.
Needing a yard, Anderson will keep it himself and earn the first down. Nice option run. And level. Nearly took his head off at the 23-yard line. They go flying into the Florida State bench. Marvin Jones hitting first. Stadium with a bad ankle. Strong. The hole was clogged up the gut, trying to veer outside and ran into a wall of red. Howard Dinkins is having a strong first.
Through him, or he'll run right over you.
Rowe off a fake field goal, heads into the end zone, and this is incomplete.
Yes. I think what was even more, would have been more exciting is you got James Chaney, a nose guard, trying to cover a skilled player out here. 15 points a game coming into the day's contest to try to preserve that or improve it.
3rd and 5. Wrapped up at the 3 is Mike Brentford, the freshman fullback. James Chaney, the nose tackle, hit him first. And big Marvin Jones right there, 55. Jumped on his back and planted it.
Running play will go for absolutely nothing. Welcome to the ball game, Marvin Jones, and we'll call his name a lot tonight. He's only a freshman. Over the middle, has it.
It goes to their nickel right here. They bring in an extra back, but they keep Marvin Jones, the freshman, on the field. He's locked up on the backs. He senses the time to get in there and play. Doesn't take the cheap shot, but he lets Shane Matthews know he's on the football field.
Matthews on 1st and 15 sets the screen. McClendon, that is a great open field, caught for the ankle by Marvin Jones. And if Marvin doesn't catch him, he might have had enough for the first down out across the 42.
Well, this is a little screen pass. Marvin Jones is the only guy out there, and he's got 3 white shirts right here to go through. And the offensive line just does not do a good job of sifting and protecting it up here. He beats him to the inside. He beats Cal Dixon, number 59. He grabs on, and he stops a potentially big play.
And if you're wondering if that graphic is right, yes, Marvin is only a freshman. He's from Miami. See the blitz coming up the middle. The pass thrown incomplete. Barber's the man he wanted. We saw that almost the same route and scenario back at the early going to the football game.
And the same thing happened. He bounced it in there. Those are nice throws to second base, but that's not going to get it done. This time both the inside linebackers come. One guy's going to take the back, and if he's not picked up, the other guy's going to go for the quarterback. Marvin Jones, as we mentioned, I mean, he was playing high school football just a year ago. This is not a redshirt freshman. This is a true freshman playing linebacker.
Did you see what Ismail did for his quarterback? He thought that Marvin's little slap to the neck there was a little much, and he went ahead and put him down to the ground. 3rd down and 8. Matthews will be pushed out of bounds. Marvin Jones is the man who made the play.
You know, we commented during the first half that Florida State was playing a lot of people.
Matthews going to scramble again. Good heavens, what a hit by Marvin Jones. Wow. Shane gets right up and heads back to the huddle.
Would you believe me if I told you that this doesn't hurt as bad as it looks? You'd be right. They all hurt when they throw you down like that. Marvin Jones is about like the Mike Singletary of college football. Every time he hits, somebody falls backwards. He's got great feet and balance, and he explodes through his tackles all the time. He's never out of position. 4 games tonight.
Swing pass to Red, and look at Marvin Jones running down. The freshman linebacker will have him. I think he's got the first down at the 30-yard line, but 55 just came out of nowhere. I think I can promise you that if Mr. Paterno is watching tonight, he's impressed.
He's taking notice,
yeah,
isn't he?
Joe's probably saying, wow.
Wideouts tonight.
Reagans comes in the blitz from the open side, but McClendon will take it down to the 1-yard line. Marvin Jones finished it off.
What a play here by the freshman. This looked like a walk-in. I'm sitting up here. I thought he had it all the way, but watch him track. He tracks. He comes off the block, plays it with his inside arm, and then accelerates through the tackle. Not only does he save a touchdown, but he also takes off another 45 seconds off the clock if they do score on the...
Draw play goes to Rhett, and he is going to be whacked by Weiss at the 10-yard line. Marvin Jones is also there to help out. He'll take it down to the 9.
Marvin Jones is the real thing. I'll tell you, we've got some great freshman running backs in the country this year, but this is the best freshman linebacker I think that we've seen. That's for sure. I can't name anybody. There you see it. 16 tackles, 11 of them solo already. Just a true freshman playing like he does.
Return. They tell you never to field a punt inside the 10, but he returns it to the 50. First down, Penn State. Sackler throws underneath to Thompson, and he's nailed. Oh, what a hit by Marvin Jones.
That's that freshman that we talked about. Bobby Bowden said if you made a highlight film of the great hits that we had this season, he said he'd probably be in 7 or 8 out of 10.
Hey, Jones is another one of those guys playing in front of the home folks. He's from Miami. His brother Fred played linebacker at Florida State, 1986. Has time, fires complete. Gain of about 5 to Daniels.
Now, our defense, we have number 55, Marvin Jones. Last year, he made third-team All-American as a freshman, and I'm going to tell you, if somebody's got a better linebacker than him, I hope I don't play against him, because he actually has the ability to get to every play on the field, whether it's a run or pass. He can fly, and he's got instinct.
Florida State is known mostly for its wide-open offense. But I think we had a lot of great defensive players also that come through here in the last couple of years. And I'm just trying to establish myself as one of those, too.
Wild West indeed. They're already saying this could be the best Florida State defense ever. Certainly it's the quickest. Speed's not exclusive to the backs. Florida State's linebackers can turn up the juice. Howard Dinkins has been clocked at 4.5. Kirk Carruthers, Marvin Jones turn in a 4.6. And we're not finished yet. Andrews has hit the bonanza. Undoubtedly, this is the most talented bunch of linebackers ever to wear the garnet and gold. Start with sophomore Marvin Jones. The 222-pounder led the team in tackles as the freshman. He says he's never even heard of the term sophomore jinx.
You don't be, satisfied with whatever you've done, So, I mean, I feel I could have a better year. I mean, I've worked harder than I did last year.
Could you have a worse year?
Can't be bad all year.
That group, the linebackers are even better. Marvin Jones, Shade Tree is his nickname. He's so big. Howard Dinkins. Right up the middle, it is Peters, Tui Pelotu, and he doesn't get much. Marvin Shade Tree Jones, a ferocious hitter.
Got a chance to watch Detmer's eyes. What he's seeing, he knows he's under pressure.
pressure. He knows he's got an open receiver. The ball is at the 20. Detmer rolls left again, comes back to the right side. Scott Charlton heard footsteps to be sure, and the feet belong to the shade tree, Marvin Jones. Just listen to what Scott Charlton heard.
Oh, that's an oak branch hitting you off the shade tree.
Detmer swings it out to Tui Pelotu. He is still on his feet. Sheds 2 tacklers at the 30 and dives to the 24. Marvin Jones on the stop.
And Michigan with an opportunity. Florida State caught in the neutral zone as the outside backer at the top of the screen tried to make a move, and Matt Elliott wasn't going to let him make you turn. They got 2 or 3 people there for you. I'd run right behind Kokozo and Skripanak, and that's exactly where Powers goes. But there's only a yard there as the Seminoles just filled it. McCorvey. One of the safeties was up there.
Jones
Carruthers,
was up
the
there
linebacker.
too. Marvin, yeah.
Marvin Jones is 55. He's a sophomore. His brother, big brother, Fred Jones, was a great player at Florida State as an inside linebacker.
As you look at Jones, he started as a freshman last year, led the team in tackles as a true freshman. In fact, was a 3rd-team All-American.
Second down and look at a yard. Successful. Gerback throws down the middle, and it's batted away. And it may well have been a good thing. Marvin Jones, number 55, knocked it down. Desmond Howard had curled over the middle, but lurking right behind it was Terrell Buckley.
There's Howard in the middle of the field. To me, like he was going to be open. He was open.
Down and 1. Same set. Except they're wide to the open side of the field. They give it inside to the fullback, Marcus Lee, a 225-pounder for a respite. And Graves sets him up on first down at the 39-yard line. Hence keeps it himself, and he is sacked. Marvin Jones, sophomore, inside linebacker from Miami. He looked like his big brother Fred on that play. He just picked him up and dropped him.
Well, you talk about the freeze option. Here's a freeze option. The man right here, number 33, is going to freeze. Now, when the quarterback gets the ball, he's going to step back and then travel down the line. Here's Marvin Jones. He's going to have none of it, comes around the corner and makes the tackle. That freeze, he was going to throw the football. That was a play-action pass, but the freeze is supposed to freeze the linebackers. That time, Jones was on a blitz.
3rd down and 9. They got Graves. 97 is the man that tied him up, Reggie Freeman, and then Marvin Jones put him away. Fuller. That's Carruthers who hits him at the line of scrimmage. Then the other linebacker, Marvin Jones, comes over and also makes the hit. So the 2 middle linebackers step up to make the initial tackles of the night. And they're going to give him forward progress out to around the 37-yard line. Guard Marvin Jones, Marvelous Marvin, number 55. He is a finalist for the Lombardi Award, and he's only a sophomore. Position for LSU, their own 35, the Florida State 45, and the FSU 42.
Here you're seeing the offensive line of LSU. Watch the pressure come. Marvin Jones, number 55, puts the heat on Chad Luke, but he's able to get the ball off.
10-0. LSU, and his club is driving again. Beckham, hold as he gets stuck at the line of scrimmage. Marvin Jones, number 55, steps up. Then a lot of other help as Sterling Palmer, who is a sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, also comes up to help out Jones on the stop. Frank, I would think that even as good as Florida State is on offense, that they really need to hold LSU to no more than a field goal right here, because they played behind this year, but you don't want to go down 17-0 to anybody, particularly in their backyard.
Not at this place, but again, Florida State's so powerful on offense, it's just a matter of time till they explode.
Draw play. Seamster taken down hard. Marvin Jones, one of the first men to get there. Also Richard Coase, a sophomore out of Miami.
Florida State has such pursuit. They're able to run to the football. Watch Marvin Jones read the draw, play off the block, make the tackle. 6'2", 220, a sophomore, Marvin Jones.
His brother was a great one at Florida State, Fred, and he has helped the youngster.
Big as those guys from Notre Dame.
Second and long as Luke sets the screen to the right side, and hit immediately and knocked down is Jermaine Williams. Marvin Jones, one of the first men there, and then also number 94, Patrick McIntosh.
If you're a high school linebacker and you want to learn how to play the screen, watch Marvin Jones. He sees the screen develop, he sees the blockers, he takes on both blockers, and he just reaches for anything he can get a hold of to bring down the running back.
Well, that was really picture perfect. Kevin Mowai, number 52, who is a very fine offensive lineman for the Tigers, realized he was there, but he still couldn't ward him off. Little option play by Luke. He will take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Marvin Jones is there to wrap him up. Now, what George Hafner is throwing at Florida State, he's given them still a different look to put another thought into the defense of Florida State's mind.
Well, he hasn't been able to run the football the conventional way. Now you try to run it with the option. They've been...
Pitch to Odell Beckham. Gets a block, and he will not get in. Carruthers, one of the first men to come up there and make a stick, and there's somebody on the underside who really helped change his direction, because it looked for the world as though he might take it in for the touchdown.
Well, both linebackers, Kirk Carruthers and Marvin Jones, just shuffle along. Watch them just shuffle along now. Take on some blocks right here, and there's the hit to keep him out of the end zone.
He gets the call, and he's got the first down. It's going to be very close, but he got to the 30-yard line before Marvin Jones put a hat on him, and I mean, he put everything on him.
When I talked to Chuck Amato, the assistant head coach for Bobby Bowden, he said with Marvin Jones, when you run the football, expect a jolt. Watch this. Wow.
Yeah, that's a jolt. Bennett paid for it. You pull the plug. And here's South Carolina on fourth down. They don't get it. Another penalty marker down. And if Florida State was offsides, it'll be a first down. But they did stop the run.
I thought there was a little bit of movement on the left side of the South Carolina.
Have a dead ball. False start on the offense. 5 yards.
Watch the left tackle. The left tackle, Ernest Dive, flinches just a little bit right there. So it's a dead ball foul.
Inside their own 16, one change in there. Matthew Campbell now in at the tight end spot. Bennett had to work for a yard, and it's Marvin Jones again at the 36 of Florida State. A loss on that one. Terry Wilburn again. And Jones there to meet him. I don't think we've seen Brandon Bennett since the opening series of the game, Jack.
No, I think you're right on that. Marvin Jones again making the stop. Of course, for Florida State opponents, they see a Jones wearing 55. His brother Fred played here at Florida State. They must feel like it's a never-ending story.
Bennett, no.
Been to just run the clock down and then try again to kick the field goal. They hoped with a little misdirection to get something going there, but the penetration of Carl's that third down stop. Look at right there. Ernest Dye was shoved back 3 yards by Carl Simpson, and then Marvin Jones was right there.
South Carolina get this game going. at the 50. South Carolina to Bennett. Got a couple.
Has the ball going outside. Palmer and Jones put him out of bounds. Loretta still got it. Ball is slapped out of there on the tip. It is intercepted. Marvin Jones has the interception, but it was tipped by Richard Coase, number 16. 3 turnovers now by Miami. This one comes at 4:28 to go in the first half.
Bottom of your screen, right between the goalposts. That's Coase, number 16, gets in before the tight end gets the ball. Knocks it up in the air from the right side. Look at this athletic play by this middle linebacker. Jones' vision must be restored. There's a look at Jones dropping back. Sees the ball.
McGuire lines up behind Coretta. He's got the ball. And he goes down pretty much on the line of scrimmage because he had a collision with Marvin Jones. Marvin's big brother Fred was quite a linebacker here at Florida State himself.
You know, Marvin Jones led this team in tackles last year, is right there again this year, was a third-team All-American choice last year as a true freshman. This young man is a sophomore. He's one of the finalists for the Butkus Award as a sophomore, the only sophomore ever to be a finalist. And he deserves being in that group.
This timeout charge to... Goes inside to McGuire. 1-yard pickup. Marvin Jones hit him just as the ball arrived. It is 4th and 6. McGuire, whoa, he ran into number 55, Marvin Jones. I thought he stopped rather abruptly the way he's been running over people. That's why it's Mr. Jones.
2nd and 11. Hill, one-on-one tackle by Mr. Marvin Jones, the first freshman or sophomore.
Youngest.
Yep, youngest ever to make it as a finalist for the Lombardi Award. His brother Fred was a top linebacker for Florida State back in the 80s. Fred now a policeman down in Miami. But Marvin Jones making the play on that one.
Todd Ward's going to be one of the big guys up front. Their center will have to try and deal with All-American Marvin Jones. Mike G and George Hegeman on the right side have played very well the first 3 weeks for NC State. They're very pleased with Hegeman, the redshirt freshman. Here's the first play of the game. Handoff to Greg Maynard, the fullback, straight ahead up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Marvin Jones, first man there. Let's take a look at that Florida State defense. Some very skilled and quick people. Well, quickness is the key word indeed for that Florida State defense. Defensive linemen, linebackers, Footman, McIntosh, and Simpson can all run. Marvin Jones heads up a great linebacking core. Big turn of events for the Wolfpack. Barber follows the block of the right guard, but there's not much there. Down to the 41. Marvin Jones in on the tackle with Ken Alexander for Florida State. 10 at the Florida State 22. Liddell George driven down by All-American Marvin Jones at the 20-yard line after a 3-yard gain. Well, what do you think? Are they a little excited here? 12. Pitch to Downs. Downs escapes. Jones runs him out inside the through 3 tacklers. Only the great speed of Marvin Jones saved the touchdown. Marvin Jones is unbelievable. He had to be that time to catch Gary Downs. Downs and Maynard in the backfield. Hinton in motion. Jordan has time. Then it closes down. He throws it right at Maynard's back as he was in the grasp of Marvin Jones. Watch the All-American linebacker out of Miami. He's coming all the way, gets around G and Hegeman. And Terry Jordan trying to avoid the sack. Made any mistakes, and that's been to their benefit. Goins and hitting the wideout. Schultz in motion. Maynard, the fullback. Bang tackled and driven back. Marvin Jones is there, as always, but several other people are there as well.
Marvin Jones and company keep the pressure on Wake Forest and let the Noles offense take over again. In Seminole territory, Moultrie makes the catch, but pays the price as Devin Bush and Marvin Jones bury the receiver at the 32. After a short gain, the D comes up big and stops the Deacons on 3rd and 1, with Marvin Jones shooting into the backfield to disrupt the play. Jim Kemp, son of Senator Jack Kemp, hands off to Leach, who is pummeled by John Davis and Marvin Darth Vader Jones.
For 8 Seminoles, this will be the first trip back to their homes in South Florida since the hurricane. Their group includes Marvin Jones, Florida State's sensational linebacker, whose confidence might only be exceeded by his talent.
I really don't see people when I tackle. I see through them. So, you know, it's like, you know, I don't see nothing. I think that's why they made football fields with grass, because you can go out and bury people. You know, just dig up the spot and bury them right there.
Marvin Jones is 6'2", 235 pounds, runs a 4.6 40, and is the most feared linebacker in college football.
Marvin Jones is the best linebacker I've ever seen playing college football. He's all over the place. He gets better every year. I remember when he was a freshman, he was 215 pounds and ran fast. Now he's 240 pounds and runs faster.
He can run, he'll hit, he'll dive, he'll jump, he'll do anything he can do to get to the ball carrier.
I feel like I can make every tackle from sideline to sideline. You know, if a guy run up in the press box, you know, I think I can get him. Wherever Marvin goes, I go the opposite. I wish I could wear a jersey with 106 on it, because I feel I'm a combination of Lawrence Taylor and Mike Singletary.
He plays by 3 rules. 1, go full speed, always. 2, play every play as if it's your last. And 3,
just go out with the intent to punish. If you go out with the intent to punish, those first 2 will come with that.
Wally Burnham is Florida State's linebacker coach. He works from the press box on Saturdays. Burnham recently compiled a list of his favorite Jones tackles. So, leading the hit parade at number 5, it's that play against Clemson.
That was just instant anger.
At number 4, Florida a year ago.
I just ran straight over him. I mean, that was just get there.
Moving to number 3, it's Michigan 1st and goal.
I told him not to do it.
At number 2, BYU.
I think I was one that scored 2 touchdowns on us. I just wanted to show him, you know, that, hey, you know, I'm getting tired of it.
And the number 1 favorite on the hit parade? Well, sorry to disappoint you, but it never made the highlights because it happened at practice during Jones' freshman year. In just his 2nd day of wearing Seminole pads, during a goal line scrimmage, he leaped over the line to bury the ball carrier. Back then, he was trying to make the team, and now he's an All-American. But nothing's changed.
He wants to do goal line the whole time. That's all he talks about. Let's just go to goal line. Let's go do goal line practice. And always wants to hit.
He never turns the motor off. His motor is always going. Don't put him in there unless you want him to go full speed.
In the mind of Marvin Jones, there is no difference between a practice and a game. There is only football and the pursuit of the perfect hit.
I haven't even come close to the perfect hit. You know, because, you know, that trauma helicopter hadn't landed in the middle of the field yet.
Around Florida State, people don't expect Marvin Jones to be back for his senior season. They say he'll go to the NFL. Jones, for the record, says he's not thinking about that right now. He's thinking about the Hurricanes.
One thing you know this game will feature today is outstanding linebacker play for both clubs. Miami has a great trio with Darren Smith, Jesse Armstead, and Michael Barrow. But many say the best linebacker on the field today might be Marvin Jones. He's the junior from Florida State whose one real passion in life is tackling.
Talk to you in just a few minutes. I know you got to look at Marvin Jones, the vicious linebacker for Florida State. You know, Jones really a quarterback's worst nightmare. Both.
There you see Marvin Jones working on his pregame drills, getting ready for Miami. He'll have plenty of fans in the stands because Marvin is a native of Miami, played at Northwestern High, so there'll be a lot of people cheering him on. In fact, his brother, Fred, played linebacker at Florida State in the mid-'80s. He's a policeman here in Miami, so I guess you can say enforcement runs in the family.
I'm not sure who's meaner, Fred or Marvin.
The defenses in this game could be dominant. For Florida State, their middle linebacker, All-American Marvin Jones, is an outstanding player, leads the team in tackles.
On 2nd down and 2. That's a long 2. Hand it off to Bennett. Bennett's short of the first down. Marvin Jones, first man to get a piece of him. 6'2", 235. Everybody down in this part of the country talks about him.
From behind, the center, 51, Terrell Green tried to get through. Watch number 51, the center. Tries to throw a cross-body block. That's a freshman, redshirt freshman center trying to block an All-American, and the middle linebacker makes the play.
11 from the 20. Beretta throws underneath. That is indeed a greeting for Larry Jones. Larry says...
Marvin says hello to Larry.
Yes, that tree named Marvin just fell on me.
And they are not related.
The Jones boys, and boy, did they have a little collision.
Marvin Jones is a linebacker, All-American, as we mentioned, and he just creamed him.
Beretta throws underneath. Beretta throws underneath. Beretta throws underneath the game. On first down from the 48, Beretta throws to Lamar Thomas. He's got a couple of blocks out there, but there's a very good recovery by Marvin Jones. The gain on the play is no more than 5 yards because of Jones.
It's an outstanding play by the All-American. Thomas looks like he's...
6 with the football at their own 28. Nate means not much running room straight ahead. Guess who? Marvin Jones on the tackle for Florida State.
Marvin Jones been on All-American team since his freshman year. The only question around here in Tallahassee is not how many All-American teams he's going to be on. It's will he be on a Florida State team in 1993.
But if you're wondering about how many, he has 6 in the preseason.
Now, Brad, you think speed. On defense, they don't have a guy that runs over 4'8". They've got defensive linemen that run like linebackers. Linebackers like defensive backs. But it's centered around the best college defensive football player, Marvin Jones. This guy does it all. Covers wide receivers on the flanks, covers backs coming out of the backfield, and to deliver a hit like nobody you've seen in a long time playing linebacker.
The linebacking core led by everybody's All-American Marvin Jones. Jones on the option, and he'll be taken down for a loss of 5. Jones and McIntosh are there.
Marvin Jones makes a lot of tackles. He's in a prime position. He runs about a 4.5 40. He's picked up some weight. First time he's really weightlifted in the offseason this year. And you just see him around the ball all the time. He's in the position to read it, and he's reading things so much quicker this year, Mickey Andrews told us, than in the past. Kind of hard to give a guy that good another weapon, being able to read it quicker than before, Brad.
He was absolutely sensational as a freshman, and now as a junior. Everybody's preseason choice to take the Butkus Award. First and 5, Georgia Tech after the penalty. Marvin Jones all over William Bell.
That's almost unfair. A guy that big and that good can read a play that fast. He's going to read this trap action and watch him hit it. He's running faster than the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. You see tackle Jim Cushon try to get to him. If you don't run in full speed at the middle linebacker Marvin Jones, he's going to hit it with a mouthful in the backfield.
Business major who meant business on that one.
His business is going to be counting his check when he gets to the pros one of these days. He gets to the middle of the hashes because he can run from sideline to sideline, really like no linebacker I've seen in a long time.
Like a 235-pound condor on the end of that play, didn't he?
You know, he's supposed to have a bad knee, too. I'd hate to see this guy full speed.
That's right. With a loss on penalty, 2nd and 15. Blitz coming again on Sean Jones, running for his life.
And he got buried after he let go of the ball, and a penalty marker down. Marvin Jones maybe got too much of Sean Jones.
Well, you're right. He was running for his life that time. Marvin Jones just closed the gap from the outside. It was a blitz. The same blitz 28 times they ran against Miami. You're going to see Clifton Abraham from the backside coming number 2, a corner blitz from the backside. But Jones is going to come into your picture right now. Watch this speed. The man weighs 230 pounds, and he can run a 4.5 40. And as a quarterback, that has a tendency to get your eyes real big as you're running there, because you could feel that hit coming.
They picked the flag up and waved it off.
Marvin Jones in his face. He had about 5 other defensive linemen trying to stop the screen. Now watch Jones here. Right on him. Now Sean Jones has to try to find somebody, knowing that any second I'm going to be driven into the ground. Every pass he's thrown, I'm sorry, Brady, he's been driven into the ground like this probably by the best guy on the football field.
That's an EO here at Sean Jones, the senior out of Thomasville. Over the middle this time. Completes a short pass, and Marvin Jones made Bobby Rodriguez pay the price.
Yeah, Bobby Rodriguez might say, is there anybody else open, Sean? I don't like that ball around number 55.
Back is Wycheck for John Kaleo on 1st and 10. Here's Wycheck. Straight ahead. Offense. Frank Wycheck is his lone setback. He has 4 wide receivers in the pattern, and this is Wycheck. Hit at the line by Marvin Jones and gets very little yardage, maybe to the 43.
Marvin Jones, many consider the best football player in the nation at his position, linebacker, maybe at any position. He's just been absolutely unbelievable throughout his career, been slowed by an ankle injury. He is back. You cannot not miss a guy like Marvin Jones.
One of 4 finalists for the Lombardi Award. Only gives Maryland the first down. They're now 3 for 5 in 3rd down conversions. Here's Kaleo. Runs into Wycheck, actually Frunzik, and Marvin Jones runs into him shortly thereafter for a loss of 3.
Marvin Jones says, I've missed 3 games, but ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and I am back with a vengeance. This is not the kind of guy you want to have to run into on the option. Kaleo just says, okay, we try to run and play. Let's get back to throwing the football. I don't like running into Marvin Jones.
I'm on target for 60 passes this game. Marvin, I don't need to run into you anymore.
Sophomore. The 12-yard gain is followed by a 1st down. Although Miller had to pay the price, he runs into Marvin Jones, and I hope we can get a good shot of Marvin Jones in that right hand. For Jones, suffered a laceration of that right hand last night, and here with more on that is Barry Milligan.
Thanks, Paul. Actually, Marvin Jones has 3 cuts on his right hand. He was moving a vase at home, and it just shattered. 15 stitches in that right hand, and it's actually taped as if the hand were broken. So he can't flex it a lot, Paul, which would perhaps break the stitches.
Did it just last night, and he's playing in today's game with 15 stitches.
John, back of the end zone towards the front, coming back to the quarterback. Touchdown.
Billy Duncan, the 3rd quarterback of the 1st half for Tulane, hands the ball to Terrence Strickland. And Strickland, the senior, is jacked up by Marvin Jones. He'll lose a yard. 1st half for Tulane, which trails Florida State 49-0. Now, a sea of red. Could you call that the Red Sea? That defense, dressed as they are today in the Burt Reynolds-esque breeches?
You're more than welcome to call it anything you like.
You need your evening shades like Marvin's wearing to look at those pants.
Absolutely. Good penetration by Jones. Again, playing with that bandaged hand. That right hand you see there, 15 stitches, 3 different cuts.
Now, is he looking at the pants or looking at the sideline as he shades his eyes?
Let's hope the sideline.
In pain right now. And trying to be nimble. No way. Marvin Jones about decapitated him at the 17-yard line. Bad hand and all. That was just a red flush that I'm sure Duncan saw.
Marvin known as Shade Tree because of the time he spent underneath the trees on the practice field his freshman year. Known now as a junior as Mr. Highlight Reel because he makes most of the major networks highlight reels once or twice during a ball game.
For the Seminoles,
Matthews straight back. He has plenty of time. Throws, and it is incomplete. A jarring tackle. Marvin Jones, marvelous Marvin, number 55 with his first whack of the day. And then the main man, you just saw him, number 55, Marvin Jones, could sweep the Lombardi and the Butkus Awards this year. Well, Mark, right now, Florida trails by a couple of scores, and Rhett runs right into the arms of Marvin Jones.
You know, I had a chance to visit with Marvin Jones yesterday for a long period of time. Talked about his career here and his brother. His brother was a fine football player here. Some of you fans remember Freddie Jones. He's now a police officer. But I kind of believe his career is going to end in college after this, and he's going on into the National Football League. And boy, is he a fine player. He can run like a deer.
I don't know.
Or A&M, somebody'd have to slip. But I like to hang on that thread for our players to motivate them.
Marvin Jones didn't need any additional motivation right there as he buried the receiver after that reception. So Florida State is in the position today of trying to beat their arch rival, humiliate them, if you will. Now Matthews brings the Gators up to the line. Here's the toss to Rhett behind Randolph, and a beautiful hit by Mr. Marvin Jones, the chairman of the board.
That was beautifully attacked. Yes, he got some help, but boy, did he ever get there. This is how you should play middle linebacker.
He is also shaken up on the play. Let's see.
Here he is right here. Watch him attack this. Inside out. Good course. Wham! That time he got his head across the bow, didn't he?
And Dean with Rhett behind him. Now Dean takes off. Ended at the 30-yard line. Fowler and Jones over there on the side. So, Marvelous Marvin, have we seen the end of you here in Tallahassee? You're going to go to the NFL next year?
I know Marvin is getting eat up with that right now. You know, that's facing him and his family. And Marvin will do, I'm sure, what's best for him and his family, because his family plays a big role, and I personally think he'll be gone.
On fourth down, the Gator offense is gone. Here is the toss. What a stick by Marvin. Oh, bring the lumber, big fella. Bring it on.
Marvin, you are special. He is so quick at 4.5 in the 40, 235 pounds, not an ounce of fat on him. Great instinct, great reaction. And can he strike you?
That's not fair. He's picking on a freshman running back with his first carry, Tony Davis.
Here's Marvin Jones right here, the All-American linebacker. Here's Davis right here. Watch the collision.
Oh, baby.
Does he explode?
That one hurt.
Yes, it did.
10 tackles for Jones here this afternoon against the
yardage. They're going for it on fourth down, Don. Need 1 yard. All position inside the 25-yard line of FSU. No score. This is Nebraska's first possession after stopping Florida State. Frazier turns it up, turns it ahead. He didn't get there. Marvin Jones. A great play by a player that many pro scouts say is the best defensive player in America, linebacker Marvin Jones. Here's Jones. It's the reverse by the quarterback into the boundary. They run the option, and Jones with that cat-like quickness. Look at that read. Directly at the quarterback. Absolutely remarkable. You can't teach that to a kid. No quarterback, no coach in the world would admit to teaching that to Marvin Jones. That's just the way he plays. Third down. Huskers need 5.
Frazier throws. He's got a man, but they can't make the connection. Calvin Jones was the intended receiver. The ball seemed to be there a bit behind him, perhaps. So the Huskers, who look to have a touchdown, lose it, and now they'll send out the field goal unit.
Pressure from Marvin Jones as you look at it very up close. The roll by Frazier. Marvin Jones should appear right there. They're not in the game at the same time.
Frazier hands off to Lance Lewis. He takes a hard strike at the 29-yard line. Let's watch Marvin Jones here, Trump, the dominator.
He's not a bad guy to watch all day. He just has that sense for where the ball is, runs through the block of Hawkins, 38, throws the fullback to the ground. This guy is extraordinary. You name it on defense, he can do it. He told us he's thinking about coming out and draft. He says, I don't care. I'll play for the Alaskan Snow Crabs. I don't care who drafts me. I'll play in the NFL.
Nebraska needing points badly. Here's Frazier stepping in. Throwing it sidearm. A little wizardry, but to no avail. Let's go back down to John Dockery.
Thank you, Don. I'm with Fred Jones, Marvin's bigger brother. And what kind of a game is little brother having so far?
He's having a decent game right now. They're putting a couple people on him, so he's making it a little tough for him. Doing a little bit of mixed direction plays to kind of like hold him up, but overall he's doing okay.
Well, I know you played at Florida State as well. Was there any way that little brother Marvin was not going to go to Florida State?
I kind of like doubt it, because when I was getting recruited, he was right there in the living room watching everything, and in the summertime he used to come up and spend weeks with me at a time, so he grew kind of used to it.
All right, well, thank you, and good luck to you now.
All right, thank you.
Fred Jones, a member of the
bloop, and a blast. Yeah, it'd add up in a hurry, wouldn't it?
That's Marvin Jones. Hey, y'all,
Thunder.